You are sitting on a 5-gallon bucket on the bank of a catfish hole in southern Tennessee. It is 4:30 in the morning. The air is warm and thick and smells like red clay and cut grass. Your line is in the water. The man next to you is 73 years old. He has not said much. But when he ties a hook, his fingers move like he is threading a needle in the dark. No hesitation, no wasted motion, and the knot he just tied is not the one they teach you at Bass Pro Shops. It is not the one on the back of any hook package you have ever bought. It is a knot that every single fisherman in America used to know, and that less than 1 in 10 knows today. This knot retains up to 100% of your line strength. The one you are probably using right now, the Improved Clinch, retains about 85%. That is a 15% gap between what your grandfather used and what the industry taught you to use instead. And when you understand why that gap exists, you will understand exactly why nobody sells this knot anymore. The first time I saw a Snell knot tied by hand, I did not understand what I was looking at. I drove 3 hours south to a piece of water in Hardin County, Tennessee, to meet a man named Virgil, retired pipe fitter, hands like leather. He had been running trot lines on the Tennessee River since 1968. Same stretch of water, same method. 56 years. Virgil pulled a number 4 circle hook out of a coffee can and held it between his thumb and forefinger. He took about 8 inches of monofilament and threaded it through the eye of the hook. Then he started wrapping. 7 turns around the shank, each one laid perfectly beside the last like thread on a spool. He wet the knot with his tongue, pulled it tight, and held it up. The line came straight off the shank. Not off the eye, not at an angle, straight. I asked him where he learned it. He looked at me like I had asked where he learned to breathe. My daddy showed me, he said, and his daddy showed him. Everybody knew this. But here is where it gets interesting. Virgil told me he went into a tackle shop in Savannah, Tennessee about 10 years ago and asked the kid behind the counter if they carried any unsnelled circle hooks. The kid did not know what snelling meant, had never heard the word, and this is a tackle shop on the Tennessee River. That is when I started pulling the thread. The Snell knot is one of the oldest fishing knots in the world. It was invented centuries ago, before hooks even had eyes, before there was a hole to thread your line through. Early fish hooks had a flattened end on the shank, and the only way to attach a line was to wrap it around the shank itself. That wrapping is the snell. For hundreds of years, this was not a specialty knot. It was the knot. Every fisherman knew it. In 1976, Roy Ovington documented the snell in his book, Freshwater Fishing, published by Hawthorne Books, and he was already warning that the younger generation was forgetting how to tie it. By July of 1988, a UPI wire story on the evolution of fishing knots noted that many traditional knots were being replaced by simplified versions that were faster to teach but inferior in specific applications. And here's the part nobody tells you. What replaced the snell was not a better knot. It was a more convenient one. When nylon monofilament became standard after World War II, hook manufacturers started producing hooks with universal-eyed designs. The Clinch knot and then the Palomar knot were pushed as the new standard. Easier to learn, good enough for most situations, and they are good enough for most situations. But for bait fishing, for bottom fishing, for any setup with a circle hook or an octopus hook, the Snell is not just better, it is mechanically superior, and the industry knew that. So what did they do? They started selling pre-snelled hooks, hooks that come with the knot already tied in the package. A pack of 6 pre-snelled circle hooks costs $4 to $8 at any big box outdoor retailer. A pack of 25 bare hooks costs $3 to $5. You are paying triple the per hook price for a knot your grandfather tied in 15 seconds with his bare hands. Think about that for a second. The U.S. fishing goods market was valued at $8.78 billion in 2023, according to Grandview Research. The American Sport Fishing Association reported that total angler spending, equipment, licenses, trips, and related expenses, reached almost $100 billion. That is not a typo. $100 billion. And a meaningful slice of that revenue comes from selling anglers pre-tied solutions to problems their grandfathers solved for free. The Snell knot did not disappear because it stopped working. It disappeared because it is more profitable to sell you the knot than to teach you the knot. Now, understanding why the Snell works better is the key to knowing when to use it. Every common knot, Palomar, Clinch, Uni, attaches your line to the eye of the hook. When a fish bites and you set the hook, the force travels through the eye and pulls at an angle relative to the shank. Part of that energy goes sideways. It is wasted motion. With a subtle bite or a big fish, that angle is the difference between a solid hook set and a pulled hook. The Snell wraps your line along the shank itself. 7 or 8 turns, cinched tight. When you pull, the force travels in a straight line from your rod tip through the line and directly down the shank to the hook point. 0 angular waste. 100% of your energy goes into the set. It works because of 3 things. First, the inline pull. The The force vector is parallel to the shank, which drives the point into the fish instead of pulling the hook sideways. Second, with circle hooks, which are designed to rotate and catch in the corner of the mouth, the Snell makes that rotation happen faster and more consistently. Third, there is no knot sitting on top of the eye, no bump, no protrusion. Grass, weeds, and underwater debris slide right past because there is nothing to snag on. Strength tests published by multiple sources, including animated knots by Grog and Field and Stream, show the Snell retaining 95 to 100% of line strength in ideal conditions. Palomar comes in around 89%, Improved Clinch around 85%. Those numbers matter when you are fighting a 30-pound flathead in current, but here is what nobody tells you. The Snell is actually simple. It looks complicated. It is not. Now, if you are thinking this is some old-timer trick that only works on a secret catfish hole in Tennessee, stay with me. Because what I'm about to show you works on any water, any state, any hook with an eye this weekend. Here's exactly how to tie a Snell knot. Materials: any hook with an eye, circle, octopus, J-hook, bait hook. Any line, monofilament, fluorocarbon, or braid. That is it. Step 1. Thread the tag end of your line through the eye of the hook, front to back, entering from the point side. Pull about 8 to 10 inches of line through. Step 2. Form a large loop with the line that just came through the eye. Hold this loop flat against the shank of the hook with your Step 3. With your free hand, take the tag end and begin wrapping it around the shank and the loop, working from the eye toward the bend. Wrap 7 to 8 times. Each wrap should sit neatly beside the last, parallel, no crossovers. Think of the way old telephone cord used to coil, uniform, even. Step 4. Hold those wraps tight with your fingers. Now pull the standing line, the main line, slowly. The loop will shrink and cinch the wraps down against the shank. Step 5. This is critical. Wet the knot before you cinch it tight. Spit on it. Dip it in the water. Dry monofilament generates friction heat when tightened, and that heat can weaken the line by up to 30%. Wet it every single time. Step 6. Pull both ends to seat the knot firmly. The wrap should be tight, even, and sitting along the shank below the eye. Trim the tag end close. Time. Once you have it down, 15 to 20 seconds. First few attempts, about a minute. By the 10th hook, it will feel natural. The mistake most people make is not enough wraps. Anything under 6 and the knot can slip under load. 7 to 8 is the safe minimum. The second most common mistake is crossed wraps. When one wrap rides over another, it creates a pressure point that weakens the connection. Keep them parallel. Once you have the basic technique, there is an advanced variation called the egg loop Snell. Same wrapping method, but before you cinch the loop closed, you trap a cluster of bait. Salmon eggs, cut bait, whatever you are using. Steelhead fishermen in the Pacific Northwest have been using this variation for decades. When to use it: bait fishing, bottom fishing. Any rig with circle hooks, catfish, carp, lie to the wraps. The bait is held tight against the shank without any extra clip or attachment. Salmon have bait setups. When not to use it. Artificial lures. Lures need freedom to move at the eye, or toothy species where exposed wraps can be cut. This knot did not disappear because it stopped working. It disappeared because a generation stopped teaching it and the industry was happy to fill the gap with a $4 package of pre-tied hooks. And the only reason you did not know it is because nobody profits when you tie a 15-second knot with your bare hands instead of buying the knot in a blister pack. If you are the kind of person who believes that real outdoor knowledge has been quietly pushed aside to protect someone else's profit, you already know what to do. Tell me in the comments who taught you to fish, and what is the one knot or rig they showed you that you have never seen in a store or a modern fishing guide? Was it from your grandfather, an uncle, a stranger on a dock? I read every comment on this channel. Next week I'm going to show you a bait rig from the 1940s that commercial catfishermen on the Mississippi used to fill a boat in a single night. The Army Corps of Engineers shut it down, not because it was dangerous, because the catch numbers embarrassed every piece of modern equipment on the river. You will not want to miss that.